Welcome back, my amazing learners. As you can see, we're going to continue going through question by question of the Ministry of Education, grade 3 mathematics diagnostic test. This test was done in September 2020, but many of these test items come back in various forms. They might just amp up the difficulty. So hopefully this little practice session will help you. Now, in the instructions, it says that the test is based on content that you would have been taught in grade 2. So none of the topics that are covered should be strange to you if you went to all of your grade 2 classes and you understood what your teacher was doing. Now let's look at the first question. We have some shapes inside of some circles. And the question says, which two sets have the same number of items? So of course, you're going to count the triangles, count the stars, count the diamonds, and then you're going to realize that the answer is C. Set 1 has 7 triangles and set 3 has 7 diamonds in it. All right, let's look at question 2. Which of the following is the set of even numbers between 40 and 50. So you know that even numbers are numbers that are divisible by 2 with no remainder. So as you look at option A and you see 41, 43, 45, you know it's wrong. Those are odd numbers. But when you look at option C, you see a mix of odd and even numbers. So option B has to be the answer. 42, 44, 46, 48. Also because it says between 40 and 50. Question 3. What is the number name for 675, 675? That one is pretty easy. Most of you have told me over and over again that your favorite subject is mathematics. So that one should have been pretty easy for you. Then question 4. 5 students are in a line. Lisa is first in line. What is Mike's position in the line? So if Lisa is first, Kim is second, Carl is third, Anna is fourth, and Mike is fifth. So Mike is fifth in the line. Question, and that has to do with your ordinal numbers, and we just did that. We just revised that the other day. Question 5. Which digit in the number 875, 875 is in the hundreds position? So going from the right-hand side, the 5 is in the ones position, the 7 is in the tens position. Therefore, the 8 is in the hundreds position. Let's continue with question 6. 39 tens and 12 ones can be renamed as renamed. Remember, if you multiply that by 10, you would have 390. So 390 plus 12, when you add that together, that's 402. So if the word renamed is confusing you, children, remember your place value, your ones and your tens and your hundreds and so on. Question 7, which statement is true? This time we have the greater, lesser than, and the equal sign. Always remember that the larger number is at the widest part of the greater than sign. So we know that 103 is not equal to 301, and we know that 103 is not greater than 301. So the answer has to be B. 103 is less than 301. Question 8. Look at the number pattern below. Which number should come between 9 and 15 if the pattern continues? 3, 6, 9, blank, 15, 18. So between 3 and 6, and then between 6 and 9, you will see a pattern, plus 3. All right, so 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9. Therefore, 9 plus 3 is, and you will see the answer right there, C. Let's go to question 9. What fraction of the set of hearts below is shaded? So we have 6 hearts, but only 3 of them are shaded blue. 3 over 6. 3 over 6? 3/6. But you have to remember now that you have to work with the options that are there. So the equivalent fraction for 3/6 is a half. All right? So a half of the fractions are shaded blue. Question 10. Complete 125 plus 48. So you're going to add the ones. 5 plus 8 is 13. Write the 3 here in the box under the 8, and then you carry the 1. So that 1 plus 2 plus 4 equals 7. You write that in the tens position, and then 1, and there's nothing underneath. 1 plus 0, 1. So that is how you end up with the answer of 173. Let's go to question 11. Which multiplication fact represents the array below? So we have some balloons here. 1, 2, 3, 4 balloons going across and 2 going down. So we have, let me see, 2 in the column, 2 in the column, 2 in the column, 2 in the column, 4 in the row, 4 in the row, 2 rows of 4. Okay, so you can work it out like that to yourself. So 2 times 4 equals 8, of course, but you're just looking at the array and figuring out what the array is telling you according to rows and columns, and you write it as a multiplication fact. Question 12. Which of the following can be used to represent the multiplication fact 3 times 5? 3 groups of 5, because you're using these same numbers, children, the 3 and the 5. Okay? So if you understood the concept from here and got number 11 right, you should be able to apply that same concept to question 12. Then question 13, read the information below, then use it to answer question 13. There are 12 chairs in a room. The chairs are to be arranged in rows. Each row must have the same number of chairs. All right? So a very important word is in that last line. A key word is in the last line. Same number of chairs. So when you count these and you look, it's not the same number of chairs in each row. Okay? Here, the number 5, 5, then 2, 5, 4, and then 3. And then only when you go down to option C, you'll see 4, then 4 in a row, then 4 in a row again. Okay? Question 14. Now, which diagram shows 24 divided by 4 equals 6? Again, children, you have to remember your columns and rows. Okay? So you look and you see here, all of these red dots here are 24. But when you divide, you circle each group here, 4, you end up with 6 rows of 4. 6 rows of 4 red dots. All right. Number 15. Carl has 23 mangoes. He gave away a few of them. An even number of mangoes were left. Which of the following could be the number of mangoes Carl gave away? So the key word, most important word here is even numbers of mangoes were left. So you're thinking now about what he could have given away. All right. So say, for example, he gave away 9 mangoes. All right. No, not 9. We have to use the numbers that are here. So if he gave away 24 mangoes, that is impossible because he only has 23. So it cannot be option A. You can ignore option A. If he gave away 20 mangoes, then an even number would not be left because 23 minus 20 equals 3. So it can't be option A, it can't be option B. It has to be option C. Let's look at question 16. 1/5 plus 2/5. Now, when you look, you will see that the denominator is the same, 5. So all you have to do is add the numerator up top there. So 1 plus 2 equals 3, and you use back the same denominator. So the answer would be 3/5. Question 17. Which unit can be used to express the length of an object? Okay, so here we have the metric system being employed to see if you remember the concept. So when it is length, you measure in meter. All right, whether it is centimeter, millimeter, kilometer. When it is capacity or volume, you use liter. When it is mass or how heavy something is, then you use gram. Let's go on now to question 18. So we have a ribbon here and a shoelace. The shoelace is longer than the ribbon. Just look at them side by side, children. So question 18 says, which of the following, when used to complete the sentence, makes it true? It has to be that the shoelace is longer than the ribbon, because see how it's right there? You just compare them, the red ribbon and the blue shoelace. Then we have question 19. You look at the pineapple and the pumpkin on the scale, and you're reading what the scale says. So the pineapple measures 1 kilogram and the pumpkin measures 4 kilograms. So you look at the sentence now. The pineapple blank the pumpkin. The pineapple is 1 kilogram, the pumpkin is 4 kilograms. Therefore, the pineapple is lighter than the pumpkin. That is how you get the answer. They are not equal, they are not the same. And you can't say that the pineapple is heavier, because you can see on the scale that it's only 1 kilogram while the pumpkin is 4 kilograms. Let's go to question 20. Now, this one, I think you have to approximate or estimate the length of the paperclip and the pencil. So look on the diagram, about how many paper clips long is the table. So you can see 2 paper clips right there, but there's a space. So if 2 paper clips cover 1/3 of the length of the table, or 1 pencil, and you have 3 pencils there, then you can go 2, 4, 6. 6 paper clips would show how long is the table. So you're just estimating there, children. Let's look at question 21, about how much liquid is in the container below. So you follow these little lines running on the side of the container where you see 3L. The L stands for liter. So there are about 3 liters of liquid in the container. Number 22, which item is measured in liters? Again, liter is talking about capacity or volume. So it cannot be the grapes. We would measure the grapes in grams. We would measure the flour in grams or even in kilograms. But the oil would be measured in liters, because oil is liquid. 23, question 23, which item is measured in kilograms? Eggs are usually sold by the dozen. Juice, like this little juice box, this yellow juice box, you usually have it in ounces if you're still doing imperial. But for metric, you would measure it in liters, milliliters. So it would have to be the watermelon. The mass or the weight of this watermelon here would be measured in kilograms. Let's look at 24. Question 24 has a clock. Remember, children, that the shorthand goes to the hour, and the long hand is the minute hand. So what time is it on the clock? It is 6:15. 1/4 or 15 minutes to 6. Question 24. How many hours are in 2 days? If you remember, children, that 24 hours are in 1 day, then you multiply 24 by 2 and you get 48. 48 hours are in 2 days. Question 26. Which shape is a closed path? Meaning that it's the lines connect. There's a joining, all right, of the different lines. It is closed. Now B, the lines intersect, and C, it is open. So it has to be A. That little triangle that you see there, that is a closed path. Let's look at 27, which is asking about line of symmetry. I remember that line of symmetry divides the object into two equal parts, and they mirror each other. So when we look at the arrow at option C, that vertical line that goes straight down the middle, it is showing us that both sides mirror each other, they're equal. Now remember what I told the children, if you see that same arrow and they draw the line of symmetry, they draw the line going across as a horizontal line, then it would not be symmetrical. So don't let that trip you up in another test or exam. Let's look at question 28. Read the paragraph. I am a plane shape. I have 4 straight sides. I have 4 square corners. All my sides are equal in length. Which shape is being described in the paragraph? It has to be the square. Okay, let's move on. We're making good progress. So we should read this table here with the different teams. Team red, blue, green, and yellow, and the number of students. Which tally chart shows the information given in the table? Now remember, when you have 4 vertical lines and then the diagonal line going across, that represents the 5. So 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 5 plus 3 equal 8. So right away, you can see that option A, the red team with 8 students as represented as tally marks, that one is correct. When you look on the others, it is showing you for option B, it is showing you that the red team has 10 students, and for option C, the red students, these tally marks are all incorrect. That is not how we write them. So that is how you can quickly tell that option A is the answer without even going through all of these. Now let's look at question 30. Which pictograph shows the information given in the table? So we look here and we see 4 smiley faces beside the red. Then here we see some bars. I remember that the question is talking about pictographs, so right away we know that option B cannot be the answer. And then when we look in option C, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smiley faces. So we go back to the table and we see that red team has 8 students. And we see in the key for option A that 1 smiley face equals 2 students. So 2, 4, 6, 8. This is how we are sure now that option A is the answer. Let's look at question 31 and 32. This is referring to the bar graph here, which shows the sports bar graph showing the sport students in a class play. Okay, so number of students right here from 0 to 20. Then we have a number of students playing football, many students playing track and field, and many students playing cricket. I think this is 14. This is so small. 14 students playing cricket. Anyhow, how many students do not play football? So you have to add 18 plus 14, and that's how you get the answer here, 32. Which statement is true? More students play cricket than track and field. That's incorrect. So the answer cannot be A for 32. Okay, just looking at the bar, children, the height of the bar and the number right across here, you know that A here is incorrect. B, about half of the class plays football. There was a little issue with this question if I'm remembering correctly. And in C, most students in the class play football. So most mean the majority, and football just goes to 9. 9 out of about 20, I presume. So no, the most likely answer is B, about half of the class, approximately half, estimation. Okay, question 33. Look at the number pattern below. Which number should come next if the pattern continues? 2, 5, 8, 11. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14 because you're following the same pattern. Let us look at this one now. Look at the series of shapes below. Use it to answer question 34. Which statement correctly describes the pattern in the series? A, add 2 diamonds each time. B, add 1 diamond each time. C, add 4 diamonds each time. It has to be B, children, because you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 35, which number should be placed in the box to make the number sentence below true? Now, I think this question came again on the exam that you did earlier in June. But the issue is this. I believe that there was a mistake on the paper. Because if you look here, children, if you put 19 here in the box, 14 minus 19, that is not equal to 5. If you put 9, if you put 9, I'm trying to remember how they changed it in the test that you did the other day. But there was an error on it, and I reported it to the coordinator. But if you put 9 and you say 14 minus 9, then you would get 5. So that's how the answer would be 9. Because 14 minus 11, you would not get 5. All right? You would end up with 3, not 5. Let's go to the final section of the test. Now, question 37. Mother baked 11 bread puddings. No, I think I skipped out a question. All right, this one now. 11 sweets in her bag. Billy gave her 6 more. Which number sentence correctly represents this number? So when it says more, gave her more, then that gives you an idea now that you have to add. So it has to be 11 plus 6 equals 17. Number 37, mother baked 11 bread puddings, 7 cornmeal puddings, and 14 sweet potato puddings. How many puddings did she bake in all? So you have to add 11 plus 7 plus 14. And the sum would be 32. Number 38, Bill and Karen have some grapes. Bill has 24 grapes. Karen has 10 more grapes than Bill. How many grapes do they have all together? So you have to do some adding again, children. All right? So 10 plus 24 is 34. All right? And then now you have to add your 24 that Bill has to the 34 that Karen has. And then you will get 58. Now, the last part is a calendar, and it shows January 2021. The question says, number 39 says, which day of the week will the month of February 2021 begin? Now, this is what trips up a lot of the children. The calendar is showing January, but the question is asking about February. So you have to read carefully. So if January ends on a Sunday, then February begins on a Monday. This is where February 1 would be Monday. All right? And then the last question, New Year's Day is January 1. Marlon's birthday is exactly 2 weeks after New Year's Day. What is the date of Marlon's birthday? So there's more than one way to do this. You can just go, put your finger on the 1. New Year's Day, go down, that's 1 week. Go down again, that's 2 weeks. So Marlon's birthday would be January 14. Or you know that 2 weeks is equal to 14 days. 1 plus 14 equals 15. All right, so students, I hope that you learned something or something was reinforced for you. If I made any mistakes, because that is possible, I'm not a robot, please type it in the comment section. If you have any questions, do the same, or you can wait until we see each other in Zoom or in Google Meet or in WhatsApp. So I look forward to doing some more past paper questions with you. If you have a request, please type it in the comments section below. Have a wonderful day.